Brad Pitt completely devastated, as has dealt brutal snub from all 6 kids. Brad Pitt claims Angelina Jolie unlawfully sold vineyard stake. Brad Pitt is facing fresh family torment this Father's Day, after being publicly dumped by 5 of the 6 children he shares with ex-wife Angelina Jolie. All but one of them have dropped his name and now prefer to be known by only their mother's last name rather than the double-barreled Jolie-Pitt on their birth certificates and adoption papers. And Daily Express US can reveal, the once upon a time in Hollywood icon fears becoming even further distanced from his brood following a potentially dramatic new twist in his long-running legal battle with Angelina over the $500 million French chateau they jointly owned. A friend who has been close to Pitt, 60, for more than 2 decades says. Brad isn't expecting to be opening any gifts, or taking a phone call from one of his kids on Father's Day. Saying he's sad over this would be a huge understatement. He's completely devastated that none of them seem even remotely interested in continuing any kind of relationship with him. How would any parent feel? Daughter Shiloh became the first to legally apply to remove the name Pitt from her own surname the day after she turned 18 last month, the move the actor's pal described as heartrending. Oldest son Maddox, 22, who has been studying in South Korea, dropped Pitt from his surname back in 2021, and is now known by friends and fellow students simply as Jolie. A year earlier, 20-year-old Pax stunned Pitt with a vitriolic Father's Day diatribe on Instagram, in which he declared, "Happy Father's Day to this world-class a whole. You time and again prove yourself to be a terrible and despicable person." Pax, who has barely uttered a word to his adoptive father in the past 4 years, added, "You have no consideration or empathy towards your 4 youngest children, who tremble in fear when in your presence." Pitt and Jolie's eldest daughter Zohara, 19, introduced herself as Zohara Marley Jolie when she joined a sorority at Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia last November. Daughter Vivienne, 15, who helped her mother produce new Broadway musical The Outsiders, is listed on the playbill as Vivienne Jolie, while her twin brother Knox is the only sibling to continue to use Pitt's name. Now, according to his friend, the Oscar-winning screen icon fears he could end up being driven even further apart from his family as a result of potentially explosive new evidence in his legal battle with Jolie. Ross Foster, a security guard who worked for the Maleficent actress, is said to have agreed to testify about statements he overheard Ms. Jolie make to the children, encouraging them to avoid spending time with Mr. Pitt, according to court documents. If Mr. Foster were to give evidence in public at Los Angeles Superior Court, Pitt is concerned that, while it might give him an edge in the case, it could also completely alienate the children. Basically, said his friend, they've already chosen a side their mothers, and Brad is fearful that, rather than helping win back their affections, spewing out yet more of their private life in court will drive a completely insurmountable wedge between them. Brad feels he's going to be further damned in their eyes whatever he does and whatever way the civil case goes. He wants to win against Angelina, of course. But he's wondering at what cost. This is not a happy place for him, Father's Day or not.